Come on, hey, 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 some love in the air. God bless you so much.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Yesterday
Happy
was your
wedding
anniversary.
anniversary, Pastor. Happy wedding anniversary. Happy wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Happy wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Oh,
Pastor.
yes.
Happy wedding anniversary.
So ejo hashize wari umunsi wanyu, ariko kuko tutabonye uburyo bwo gucelebratinga ubuzima bwanyu hamwe, twafashe uyu mwanya mbere yuko do celebrating a 14 ya Jubilee. We celebrate your love, we celebrate your marriage life.
Wow.
God bless you so much.
Wow.
Sorry for the interruption. It was a surprise. It had to be like that.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Thank you for loving each other. Mwarakoze gukundana, urukundo rwanyu, we benefit from that. And the whole world is benefiting from your love. God bless you so much. We celebrate your union.
Yes.
Happy wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Yes.
19 years.
19 years. There you go. Where is it?
Wow.
All right. There you go. Come on, everyone. Bamaze imyaka 19 babana barushinze. Yego, turashima Imana cyane kubw'ubuzima bwabo. Isi yose, amahanga yose yahawe umugisha kubera urukundo rwabo. Dushima Imana cyane, ngaho nimumfashe dushima Imana hamwe nabo. Imana yarabarinze, yarabazigamye, niyo mpamvu uyu munsi tubasha kwizihiza iyo myaka 14. Iyo myaka 14 ya Jubilee ihari kubera yuko hari indi myaka Imana yabarinze hamwe. Turashima Imana cyane kuko ubuzima bwabo hamwe bwaduhesheje umugisha turi amahanga menshi. Imana ibaho umugisha. Pastor Stanley, thank you for loving Mommy so much, and Mommy, thank you for loving back.
I love him so much.
Please do forever. Amen. God bless you. Wow.
Wow. 19 dushima Imana yari ejo hashize.
Yego.
Irihuta. Kandi iyo anniversary ya 19 uwadusezeranyije wadiya pastor ari hano.
Arahari nico cyatunejeje cyane, your presence, Pastor. Wonderful.
Yes. Ntabwo isembuye. Ko ngiye kubwiriza nshobora guhita nibirindura.
Come on, hey, 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 some love in the air. God bless you so much. Wow.
Ibintu ni byiza. Ibintu ni byiza. Ibintu ni byiza.
Wow,
Ibintu ni
yes,
byiza.
yes.
Ibintu ni byiza. Ibintu ni byiza. Aya mashina yawe. Aya mashina yawe. Urumva turagushima wa Mana we. Urumva turagushima wa Mana we. Izo mpundu ni zawe. Izo mpundu ni zawe. Aya mashina yawe. Aya mashina yawe.
Dushima Imana cyane.
We thank the Lord so much.
Imyaka 19 iyo yivuga wumva ari myinshi. wumva ari kuyivuga ngo 19 wumva kera njyaga numva ngo kanaka maze imyaka 19 nkumva ari ibintu byinshi cyane bikirenga.
Sometimes I would hear people saying that so and so has been married for 19 years. I would feel like it's a lot of years.
Iba myinshi muri mu muriro.
Yes, it can be too many years when you are in fire.
Iyo muri mu mahoro yo mufite intumbero iyo mukundana yo mwavansa wumva rejo bundi.
When you love each other, when you're moving forward, when you have focus, you feel like
dushima Imana cyane yaturinze imyaka yose.
We thank the Lord so much that has protected us for all these years. God has been faithful.
Ndagira ngo mbashimire umudamu cyane.
I want to appreciate my wife so much.
Uyu mudamu ni intwari.
She is so great.
No muntu uri mu kintu akakibamo.
She is one person whose heart is focused on that thing she's doing.
Ameze nka giti cyatewe ku mugezi.
She is just like the tree that was planted by the riverside.
Shigaba amashami ku mpande zose.
She takes all the branches everywhere. Yes. Hallelujah.
Nta muntu kuri Yesu ufite umugisha nkanjye.
Nobody is blessed like the way I am blessed in this world. Yes.
Njavuga nti jewe ndabizi narashatse.
I do say that I know I'm blessed with marriage.
Ibyo abandi nzabikora ubushakashatsi.
For others I don't know. I have to do a research.
Jewe ndabizi ko nashatse.
But for me, I'm married.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you, honey.
God bless you.
Imana iguhe umugisha.
Imyaka 19 murabona product yacu.
19 years, these are our products.
Pastor Gashumba arabyibuka.
Pastor Gashumba remembers
Kera
this.
naranashaka.
Before I was even married.
Najyaga mvuga ntigewe abakobwa banjye.
I used to say, my girls,
umuntu uzaca iwanjye ngo aze gusaba.
if someone comes to take one of my girls,
azabe yararigase ku ipasi yuhi.
he should have tasted a hot iron.
Abantu bakajya ngo ni brag.
And you think it's a joke.
Ndekeye aho ngaho.
There I'm stopping.
Thank you people mwakoze kudusurprisinga.
Amen. God bless you people for surprising us. Amen.
Wow. Use navuga iki? Umushumba wacu namushimiye.
I appreciate our pastor.
Yaradusezeranyije iyo myaka 19 ishize.
She has wedded us for that 19 years we are celebrating today.
Ariko mumfashe Jesus. Mumfashe muransondetse.
Help me to appreciate the creator of heaven and earth.
Imana yo mwijuru.
God in heaven.
Ihabwe icyubahiro.
Receive all the praise.
Birasa nkaho ari agahe gato ariko Imana izi icyo tuvuze.
God knows what we are talking about when we thank him for the 19 years together.
Muri iyo myaka murabona yaduhaye mu rubyaro.
God gave us children.
Mana yanjye birasa nkaho ari ejo mundebera abakobwa n'ukuri.
Look at these beautiful girls. Oh.
N'ukuri hari n'abandi babiri badahari umuhungu n'umukobwa.
There are other two who are not here, a girl and a boy.
Imana ikomeje kuduha abandi nitubizi neza.
If God continues to give us more children, we don't know.
Ko wikanze. Ariko turashega tubyara abana beza twakomeza da.
We can continue. We give birth to beautiful girls and boys.
Ariko mumfashe nagiriwe amahirwe gushaka umugabo bene dabanange basebo n'abanyabo.
I've been so blessed to get married to my husband. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the truth.
Yarimo aravuga ngo hajya wanyitse bulldozer. Grader. Uri greatest noneho.
I'm grader, you are greatest.
Yes, na mahirwe nagiriwe akomeye cyane.
I have been so much
Niyo mpamvu
blessed.
nababwiye ngo nshimira Imana.
That's why I said I thank God.
Buriya ni ibintu byinshi cyane biba biri hamwe.
It is a lot of things coming together.
byinshi cyane
a lot of many things
imana ireba abantu badashobora kubona
that God sees that men cannot see.
uyu munsi njya nibaza mba nkora iki nshakanye nande kugira ngo nshobore byibuza gato ngezemo mu mana nshobore kukabona kabaho.
Now, I always wonder and say, what if I was married maybe to someone else? Where would I be? What would I be able to do?
ese mba narashoboye gusohora ibindi mu mba ndihe nkora iki gute se
Where would I be and what would I be doing?
mumfashe nshimire my darling heart, my sweetheart, my everything.
Monfashe, help me to appreciate my darling heart, my sweetheart, my everything.
uyu nguyu ni mpaka mauti
To him, it's until the last breath.
kabisa mpaka ibyo twarahiriye bibaye.
Until what we swore, we see it coming to pass.
afite umutima w'ubumana,
He has such a godly heart.
afite umutima ukunda imana kandi afite umutima ukunda mvuge gute se iyi minsi yose nibwo nabonaga uburyo arasa n'umuntu utwite yabuze jubili itariho numvaga ntazi ikigiye kuba
I could not.
ariko iyi minsi arakomeza arabyuka akambaza ati so jubili ubu ngubu ni yes so ubu harahari nimushobora kumva umutima afite.
Wow, he has such a heart for
Jubilee
God.
Revival Assembly.
For Jubilee Revival Assembly,
turaje
we are coming, I tell you. We are coming.
turaje kandi mwitege icyo Imana yavuze turakibona gisohora.
We are going to see what God spoke of.
mumfashe mushimire cyane nashimiye Imana nshimiriye umutware uburyo urukundo rwe
I want to appreciate his love,
gusohora ibindimo
to make sure that everything in me is coming out.
wagira ngo arashaka kuvidura n'akandi kose
He pushes,
asigayemo kugira ngo abone gasohora.
he pushes until he wants to empty me with everything that is
with
in me.
him
Hamwe nawe,
mba numva nta kintu tutazageraho.
I feel like we are ready to achieve everything that God has put in our
reka
lives.
mbabwize ukuri
Let me tell you the truth.
nta buye rinini
There is no big stone
tutasimbuka,
that we cannot jump together.
nta mwobo
There is no pit
tutavamo,
that we cannot come out together.
nta gisika
There is no wall
tutapfumura.
that we cannot penetrate
Ndi kumwe
through.
nawe.
Together with
I
him,
tell you.
I tell you the truth.
I tell you.
Ndababwiza
Okay,
ukuri.
ndi kumwe n'undi sinzi ko byashoboka.
I don't know with someone else.
Ariko with him,
Ariko nawe, when I'm with him,
isi yitege.
let the world wait. We are coming. Come on.
Thank you so much, honey.
God bless you, honey.
Umutima wanjye ushobora kuwusoma neza.
You know how to read my heart.
Aranzi neza.
He knows me.
Yes.
You know.
Kwagala mwe.
I love you so. Wow, come on. Are you there? Online church, are you there? Let us celebrate them. God bless you.
Pastor Anita, thank you so much.
God bless you, ma'am.
Ababyeyi mwese mwadusurprisinze, thank you so much.
Amen. God bless you.
Grace Room online, abadukurikiye online,
Yes.
abari hano murakoze cyane.
God bless you, Grace Room, wherever you
Urukundo
are.
rwanyu rutuma numva, my goodness.
Your love fills me, makes me feel like it's an anchor
My
for me.
babies, God bless you so much.
Imana ibahe umugisha.
Aba bana mubashimire cyane.
Let us appreciate them so
Kugira
much.
ababyeyi bombi bafite umuhamagaro, I tell you, ni challenge ku bana.
Yeah, having two parents that are both in calling, it's a bit of a challenge for the children.
Ubu rero turi mu mashimwe akomeye cyane
But-
nka
But
couple.
we are in Thanksgiving as a couple together with them.
Aba bantu babiri mureba,
These two girls,
dutaha ejo bundi naratashye numva igipangu bagiteruye ngira ngo hari ikintu kibaye nza niruka nsanga barimo baravuga mu ndimi.
I found them in tongues recently when I was coming back home, and I found them on fire praying, speaking in tongues.
Nirutse nshaka gukomanga ngira ngo numva kumbe, oh my goodness, nimushobora kumva umunyenga Kristo aduhaye.
You have no idea how much God is giving
Kugira abana
us.
bangana gutya bari on fire.
Having
Reka
girls,
mbabwize ukuri muri iyi si ni ubuhamya.
having girls as young as they
Ukomeye
are
cyane.
on fire for Jesus, it's a testimony.
Dufite umuryango mwiza Imana yaduhaye umugisha muri 19 years.
God has blessed us in the 19 years. We have a great family.
ndumva dusa nkaho ubu turatangiye.
I feel like we are just starting again.
Amasengesho yacu
Our prayers
yo mu bwihisho
of secret place,
Imana yasubije ku mugaragaro.
God has answered us all in public.
Buriya ndi umuntu iyo Imana ifite icyo yavuze ibindi byose. Hari umuvandimwe witwa Lucy Natasha n'umunyakenyakazi ukunda kuvuga ngo when God
Speaks, others become noisemakers.
ngo izindi speaker zose ngo ni
Ni
noise. Ako kantu abantu bagatishijeho cyane. Buriya yarazi icyo arimo aravuga. Iyo uhagaze kuri colonne vertebrale y'Uwiteka, reka noise,
When you
reka ibibambasi, reka ibintu biturike. Imana yerekana ko ari Imana.
When you are standing on the word of God, listen, let everything else pass through.
Hano ndeba nkazenguruka mu gipangu ndavuga ni so. Ubu ntabwo turi mu kagari. Muri sale y'akagari. Iyo tuvuga akagari abantu bashobora kutamenya ibyo ari byo. Twasengeraga muri sale yari kodesha. Twakodeshaga sale y'akagari. Niyo mpamvu twahatinze. So niyo mpamvu tumukunze tuvuga akagari.
So for those people who don't know, the reason why we say akagari, it was a place, it was a cell where we used to rent a place of fellowshipping.
Ubu turi wacu.
Now we are home, we thank God.
Kandi duhagaze ku ijambo Imana yavuze.
And we are standing right on the word that God spoke to
Iyi
us.
minsi yose, I tell you, my God, Imana ibaho umugisha mwinshi.
God bless you so much. God bless you.
Nigiye wari uri kuri gatuti.
Lazaro.
Keke ni mukanya.
Cake is in a few minutes to come.
Imirongo ibiri, dusome imirongo ibiri, dukomereze ku ijambo umukozi w'Imana yatangiye Pastor Kabanda.
Let us read 2 verses and continue from the word that the man of God read.
Generation y'abazutse. Turi muri mu bami ba mbere, ndasoma imirongo ibiri, 18:41.
1 Kings chapter 18.
1841 haravuga ngo abami ba mbere 18:41 haravuga ngo maze Eliya abwira Ahabu ati haguruka ufungure kuko numva haza kugwa imvura y'impangukano. Vuga ngo amina. Nuko Ahabu arazamuka ajya gufungura. Eliya nawe arazamuka, umva aho yagiye, ajya mu mpinga y'umusozi w'i Karumeli, yicara hasi, yubika umutwe mu maguru, abwira umugaragu we ati zamuka witegereze ku nyanja.
Let us read 41. We are in the book of 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 41.
Oh, yes.
Then Elijah said to Ahab, go up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and drink, and Elijah went up to the top of Carmel. Then he bowed down on the ground, and he put his face between his knees, and he said to his servant, go up now, look towards the sea.
Umurongo wa 43 arazamuka aritegereza, umugaragu aragaruka aravuga ati ntacyo ngize gute, ntacyo mbonye. Aramubwira ati amubwira gusubirayo agira 7 7 fois. Agezeyo ubwa 7 aravuga ati dore mbonye igicu gito kingana n'ikiganza cy'umuntu kiva mu nyanja. Read 44.
44. And then it came to pass the 7th time that he said, there is a cloud as small as a man's hand rising out of the sea.
Yes.
So he said, go up, say to Ahab, prepare your chariots and go down before the rain stops you.
Eliya aramubwira ati genda ubwire Ahabu itegura igare ryawe umanuke imvura itakubuza. Eliya uyibonye he imvura itakubuza? Hari aho yarayibonye se?
Did he see the rain anywhere? Why are you talking about rain, Elijah?
Hashize umwanya muto.
Now it happened in a meantime.
ijuru ririhinduriza ryuzura ibicu.
that the sky became black with clouds.
Ijuru ryihindurije muri Jubilee twabonye ibicu.
Now let me tell you, the sky has become black and we have clouds now.
Dusimbukire kuri 46, imbaraga z'Uwiteka zijya kuri Eliya.
Then the hand of
Aracebura, arirukanka, yiruka imbere ya Ahabu, amutanga ku irembo ry'i Yezereli.
Then the hand of the Lord came upon Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran ahead of Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel.
Yes, turimo turavuga kuri generation ya Lazaro.
We are speaking about Lazarus' generation.
Imana y'umugisha Pastor Stanley.
May the Lord bless Pastor Stanley.
Ni generation y'umuzuko.
It is a generation of resurrection.
Nkuko yabivuze reka nkomerezaho.
Let me continue from there.
Imana ishimwe ko ijya inadiringa n'ibintu byamaze kubora.
I thank the Lord so much for he deals with things which have already rotten.
Iyaba aka kantu abana b'abantu twari tukazi twakubashya Imana.
If we knew about this, we would honor God so much.
Iyaba aka kantu abana b'abantu twari tukazi nta muntu n'umwe wagashyiriyeho akadomo.
If
uretse pastor akadomo murakumva, nta muntu n'umwe wahita umenya ko nta burenganzira ufite ku muntu gushyiraho iki point. Nubwo yaba ari mu nda y'isi wavuga ngo kuko Imana ikiri Imana kandi nawe akaba atarashiramo umwuka ngo ave mu bazima, haracyari ibyiringiro.
Now, if we understood this, we would not put a full stop on people's life. As
Yes.
long as they still live and they breathe, you would say that even though they are in the middle of fire, I will wait because God is still God and they still have a breath.
Wabimenya ko Imana ari Imana y'umuzuko, I tell you nawe ubwawe ntabwo wakwishyiriraho akadomo.
Now, if you understood that God is God of resurrection, you cannot put an end to your life before it's an end.
Wabisobanukiwe nta muhamagaro mu buzima bwawe washyiraho akadomo, nta nubwo wakongera kwifata nk'umuntu byarangiranye, kuko hamwe n'Imana ntabwo umenya ikigiye gukurikiraho.
Now, if you understood this and you put an end to your calling, you would not do that because with God you cannot know what is to come next.
Eliya avuze amagambo abiri barimo, reka mvuge ko yari umuzuko kubera ko bari bamaze imyaka irenga ingahe? Ntabwo muzi icyanditswe? Inzara imeze nabi, nta mvura iheruka ku butaka, abantu bararya, bari ibyatsi byashize ku gasozi. Eliya arimo arahigwa everywhere, babuze aho bamusanga, nta byiringiro, nta habe. Umugabo Imana iramubwira ijambo ngo genda wiyereke Ahabu, ubu ndahinduye ibintu.
Now, it was in the time when there was a lot of drought in this time when Elijah is being hunted for to be killed, and there was a lot of famine in this time when everyone was hungry, they were eating grasses. And now the word of God came to Elijah and said, present yourself to Ahab.
Eliya akimara kumva ijambo Imana ivuze ngo ngiye kubaha imvura, ntiyategereje ko ayibonesha iki amaso, yahise atera intambwe. Bibiliya iravuga ngo kwizera ni ukubona ibitariho nkaho.
Now Elijah, after receiving this word, he did not wait for the rain to come. He took a step. Now faith is believing things which are not as if they are.
Bibiliya iravuga ngo Imana ibwira Eliya ngo genda wiyereke Ahabu, nanjye nzavubira isi imvura. Niryo jambo ryonyine yumvise, atitaye ko hadaheruka n'akantu gacucuma basi gato, atitaye ko abantu bamurakariye barenda nko kumurya. Ahabu yaramuhize, yaramubuze, yahise yumva ko icyo Imana ivuze n'Imana ishobora kongera ikazura ibyagize gute, ibyamaze gupfa.
Now he had already connected that whatever God has said, he's God who is able to raise and bring to life back what God has already said. Now he did not think about what he would think about, but he thought of what God has just said and he put in
Bibiliya
action.
iravuga ngo Eliya akajipanga sawa sawa.
And the Bible says that Elijah responded and positioned himself.
Hani uribuka 2017?
You remember 2017?
imana yavuganye natwe iratubwira ngo nzabaha ahantu kandi harimo inyubako.
God spoke to us and he said that I'm going to give you a church that is already built.
Urabyibuka?
You remember?
Turarebana tuti harimo iki? Inyubako. Nyuma y'amezi make nibwo 2018 mu kwa gatatu tariki 6 saa 6:5. You remember? Nibwo baje barafunga church.
Now, it was only in March, in few months, in March, this is when they came and locked the church completely.
Nyuma y'umwaka.
After 1 year.
Birasa nkaho icyo Imana yavuze kitari bugire gute?
It's as if what God has said is not coming to pass.
Barafunze.
Now, they have now locked the church.
Mwicariye ijambo rivuga ngo ngiye kubaha iki? Inyubako.
Now, we are sitting on a word that says, I'm going to give you a church that is already built.
Nyuma y'amezi nk'abiri hari mu kwa gatatu mu kwa kane.
After 2 months, it was around in April there.
Imana ishimwe ko umushumba wacu yari ahari nibwo yarakiva muri Amerika, so yashikiye iwacu mu rugo.
Now, our pastor had come from the US and he was in our home.
Ibya Grace Room nabyo yabifashe indi ntera.
And now the things of Grace Room were also boiling from inside.
Ni ukuvuga ngo church ntihari.
Church is not there.
Ibindi biti bitanyana no kwivuruga. Turagiye.
And then
Imana itwereka ibimenyetso bivuga ko nta n'igihe gisigaye tutangira dupanga launch.
And then we had, God spoke to us and showed us that we have no time. So we started working on the launch plan.
Ndibuka n'ahantu ukorera launch, pastor arabyibuka umubyeyi wacu niwe wahanjyanye. You remember?
Even the place where we were supposed to do the launch, he's the one who took me there.
Anshyira mu modoka arambwira ngo ntabwo uri bukorera ahantu habonetse hose. Turajya gufata hoteli ahantu heza kuko ikigiye kuvuka muri wowe ni cyiza.
Now he told me and said that we are going to take a
Thank you so
hotel
much, Pastor.
and we are going to have a nice place because what is going to be birthed from you, it is something good.
Turajyana twinjira tureba manager wa hoteli talalala ibintu byose ubwo church irafunze twicariye ijambo rivuga ngo nzabaha ahantu hagize gute.
Now we are sitting on a word that says, I will give you a place, a building that is already.
Kuva 2017 uyu munsi ni 2022 iyo ni imyaka.
From 2017 to 2022, how many years are
Iyo ni
those?
imyaka ine.
5 years.
Itanu.
5 years.
Ngaho munyomoze Imana yarabeshye cyangwa yavuze ukuri.
So did God say the truth or he did not say the truth?
Nyuma yaho gato mu gihe gishize ndi muri studio twari twatumiye umushyitsi kandi muri Grace Room.
We had invited a visitor in Grace Room in the studio.
Arabwiriza nari muri studio nawe.
I was in the studio together with this visitor.
Arangije ashoje bamaze kumukura online.
After he had finished online,
aramanuka ni urakoze cyane ntangira kumushimira. Thank you, man of God.
so I started appreciating man of God. Thank you so much.
Ahita aruzuzwa.
And immediately he started.
Nari ndi kumwe ni Angel uyu warimo nasemura mukanya niwe wari wansemuriye.
I was with the angel in the
Wari
studio,
wamusemuriye muri
and that is
studio.
the one. She's the one who had interpreted for the
Ahita
visitor.
afata Angel amfata ukuboko ba Fred kuri media bari hirya arangije aratangira ati ati cyo mbonye niki ati tuti ubonye iki ati Kanombe ni aha ati uragiye ibitaro ni aha ati komeza gato yaragiye arakata mpaka hano aravuga ngo ndabona urusengero atariko ntabwo ari Grace Room kuko yatumiwe na Grace Room ati ntabwo ari Grace Room, it's a church. Ni aha ati aho hantu hagiye gutangira urusengero ati in fact ndabona ari ibintu birimo ububyutse birimo power birimo fire ati bizaba biri aho hantu ati hari ahantu ati ndabona ari hato. You remember Angel? Ati ni hato ati mushaka uburyo muzagura vuba ati ko mugahe gato ikintu kigiye kuhabomokera.
And now he started speaking and he said, I'm seeing a place in Kanombe. He took me up to here. And when he reached here, now he was telling me that God is about to do something in this place. And that thing is like revival. It is fire. It is something that is going to explore here. And I think you remember, Angel, you were there.
Reka mbabwize ukuri Imana ni Imana.
God is God.
izahora ari Imana.
He will forever be God.
Ni ukuvuga ngo ubu turimo turalauncinga muri iki giterane.
We are launching in this conference.
Ariko twicariye ijambo rivuga ngo hari ikigiye kubomoka, hari souls zigiye kuvukira hano, hari abakozi b'Imana bagiye gutorezwa hano. Biraryoshye kumenya ko aho muri suko ariho mwabonye inyubako. N'Imana ishobora no kuharangira mutarahaza, ituramanuka ugakata ugatambika irahaza iri mu ijuru.
God from heaven, He already knows this place. It is a place where people are going to be blessed from. It is a place where you're going to be trained. It's something so interesting to know that God knows that we are here.
Imana iratangaje. Ubu dufite neza map.
We already have the map.
Ikindi gihe uwo munsi njyari. No. Nari ndi kumwe na Pastor Anita turi muri office. You remember?
That time I was with Pastor Anita in the office.
That same man of God.
Uwo mugabo w'Imana n'ubundi.
Aradutombokana. Ntabwo azi ikintu na kimwe. Ata amatorero abiri. Abagiye hagati. Ndabona amatorero abiri.
I'm seeing two churches. This one and this one.
Aba bari bataragera no gutangira we n'umutware we bayoboye itorero ryitwa Christ Kingdom.
Together with the husband.
Ko.
They had not even started, yes?
Habe.
Not started the church.
Ati ndahabona itorero.
I'm seeing a church. And this side, there is
Ati
a church.
maze ntimuzacanganyikirwe mu bivange.
And he said,
Twarakanuye turamureba burya.
and he said, please don't be mixed up and confused and mix these two things.
Ati mugire ngo ibintu bigiye kuba abana byinshi.
And you-
Ati muzabikora neza. Imana irabahamagaye. Ati Jubilee muzagerayo pa. Ujye Christ Kingdom muti pa. Mugaruka muri Grace Room muti pa.
And he said that this is how God wants it. You will be in Jubilee, she will be in Christ's kingdom, but you will still come back and meet in Grace Room and do what you're supposed to do.
Arangije abanza asa kukumva ntabwo azi ko hari church yaba kuri twebwe cyangwa ko n'umushyitsi. Arangata ariko nyuma n'ugamba ati nibyo ati is there any plan? Haba hari plan ya church ziri.
And this is when he was asking, are there plans going on here and there?
Nimushobora kumva ko Imana itanga ibintu byose
Jesus.
on the time.
God gives details of things.
Now, reka ngaruke hano.
Now, let me come back here.
Imana iravuze 2017 hajemo twamanutse hano twagiye hariya ntituzaho turi busengero uyu munsi turamanutse hariya ariko hari ijambo ntirihari.
There is a word or there is no word. The word is already there, but there is a lot of things going on before the word comes to fulfillment.
Buriya niko bimeze no ku buzima bwawe. Iyi Imana yavuze ijambo ntugakangwe no kumanuka imisozi uzamuka utambika. Iyo misozi ifite itariki yanditsweho, itariki bita ntarengwa.
Now, let me tell you, it's the same thing in your life. When you see things going up and down, it does not take away what God spoke about you.
Ahubwo nubona umuntu wicariye ijambo ry'Imana uzi icyo Imana yavuze fatanya nawe guselebra ari hasi kuko byanga bikunda uzamubona iryo jambo risohora mu buzima bwe.
Now, if you see someone sitting on a word, celebrate with them. Even though they are down, hold on a bit. Give them time because time is coming when you will celebrate them.
Imana y'umuzuko ihuye na Eliya iramubwiye ngo ndavubiye isi ki imvura abwiye Ahabu ariko nkunze igikorwa Eliya yakoze. Come on nshuti mwaje uyu munsi iki gikorwa Eliya yakoze nicyo gishobora gutuma ibiri muri realm y'umwuka bitagaragara byimanifesta.
Now what Elijah did is what we also need to do because it pulls down what is in the realm of the spirit and it comes in the physical.
Eliya ntabwo yahise avuga ngo Mana wabivuze.
Elijah did not ask God, have you said
kuryama.
let me go and sleep.
Yarazamutse umusozi Bibiliya avuga ngo afata umutwe awushyira hehe mu maguru agiye kurira se agiye gusenga.
And the Bible says Elijah knelt down and he went to pray.
Ahamagara umugaragu we.
He called the servant.
Aramubwira ngo genda urebe kuko I'm praying kandi ndimo ndasenga hari ijambo mfashe.
Oh, Jesus.
Sindimo ndasengera mu kirere. Sindimo ndasenga ntera waraza. Hari ijambo mpagazeho. Hari icyo Imana yavuze. Genda undungurukire urebe ko basi ntera inkunga ko hari akantu karimo karagira gute. Haba hari agacu ureba.
Now Elijah sends the servant and he said, please, as I'm praying, go out and find out, are you seeing any cloud?
Araza bwa mbere.
The first time he came,
Reka mbikore gutya.
let me do it like this. Kenneth,
Ngaho niwe nzi wakwihuta
Come.
cyane hano. Ugiye kuba umugaragu
You-
hano imbere.
you go
Hano.
there in front. You're going to be
Ugiye
a
kuba
servant.
umugaragu wanjye ngiye kuba Eliya.
I'm going to be Elijah and you will be my servant.
Inshuro 7.
7 times.
Irukanka ujye hariya ku gacu hanyuma ugaruke.
Go back there and you come back.
Ndimo ndasenga.
I'm praying me.
Aragiye.
He's going.
Agiye kureba ko icyo ndimo ndasengera kigize gute.
He's going to find out if what I'm praying for is there.
Garuka umpa amakuru.
Come back and give me news.
Agiye kunsanga umutwe uri hehe vuga ngo mu maguru.
He's finding when my head is down
Ndimo
on the knees.
ndasenga.
I'm praying.
Egera hano.
Come.
Bivuge neza usanze hari ikintu. Nta gacu. Mani kubabarira. Umva nkubwire. Aransubije ngo
He's saying
nta gacu.
there is nothing. There is no cloud.
Hari igihe usenga
There is a time you pray
imyaka n'imyaka y'inzara n'izuba yarakubise.
when you are in drought and you have nothing
Hari
with you,
n'ijambo ufashe
and you are holding a word
ariko uzi ko hari n'ibyapfuye.
and you know there are things which are not working.
Iyo utabaye nka Eliya,
When you are not like Elijah,
iyi raporo ya mbere iraguhagije kugira ngo ubiveho.
this one report is enough for you to give up.
Eliya yakoze iki?
What did Elijah do?
Ko yumvise ngo habe na kimwe sinitaye ku masengesho urimo ariko you're doing nothing nta kiriyo.
Now he's saying that I don't care what you're doing, but you're doing absolutely nothing because nothing is there.
Iyo uhise uhagararira hano
When you stop from this report,
you're finished.
urarangiye.
Yahise amubwira gute?
Go back.
Vuga neza. Uvuze gahoro. Muri Jubilee suko tuvuga.
Go back.
Ufite ijwi rinini. Subirayo.
Go back.
Eliya sigara akora iki?
And Elijah went back in prayer.
Nkubitira ukwegereye ngo bwira utuma ngo subirayo nanjye nkomeje gusenga.
Now turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor whatever report you have,
Eliya
send it back.
rakomeje rita lebina sokoto lopaya.
Now Elijah continues
Mana
to
wavuze.
pray. God, you
Wambwiye ngo
said,
hari imvura.
You said there is
Wavuze
rain.
ngo bibwire Ahabu.
You said I come
Ahabu
to Ahab.
nabimubwiye.
I have told Ahab.
Namubwiye ngo irukanka imvura y'imangukaniraje.
I said go back because
Ariko
the rain is
inkuru ya
coming.
mbere irambwiye ngo nta gihari.
But the first report
Ariko
says there is
Imana
nothing.
isohoza ibyo yavuze.
What is he telling Ahab? He said the rain is coming. And now a servant comes. He's looking at him. He's coming back.
Imana ivuze iki? Ubonye iki?
nanone nta gacu.
Nanone nta gacu. Inshuro ya gatatu. Ntushobora kumva abantu babiviriyemo hano.
You cannot imagine how many people have dropped from here.
Ntushobora kumva abantu bamanitse amaboko ku nshuro ya gatatu.
People have given up on the third time.
Ntushobora kumva abantu babonye message ziri negative ku nshuro ya gatatu.
People have received negative report for the third time.
Ntushobora kumva abantu bagiye muri etage barimanika baravuga ngo ntabwo iby'Imana bigira gute bikora ku nshuro ya gatatu.
There are people who have given up on God on the third round and you say the things of God never work.
Ntushobora kumva abantu bakabaye bita Eliya amazina bamubwira ngo kwishyiraho gusa.
You cannot imagine how many
Aho
people
wahereye
would
reke terebere batwakumvise inshuro ya gatatu swaciye hapo acha fujo.
now they would say, Elijah, you have been praying. Stop from there.
Eliya yakoze iki?
What did Elijah do?
Eliya ku nshuro ya gatatu yakoze iki?
What did he do on the third time? Go back.
amaze gusubira yakora iki?
What did Elijah do?
Now igihe asubiyeyo hari ijambo ufite riri muri realm of the spirit ritari manifesta.
Every time when he goes
kuko
back,
Imana yari yarivuze deja.
God had already given a word.
Ikintu cyose Imana ivuze nutakirwanirira inshuro zizaba inshuro, ariko riba rikeneye fighters. Keep on
Fighting.
komeza urwane. Icyo yavuze nubwo cyarwanwa
Sohora.
kirasohora. Aragarutse ku nshuro ya kangahe?
Now Elijah is continuing to fight. Let me tell you, whenever God has already released the word, it requires fighters to fight and pull it from the realm of the spirit and to let it come in the physical. If you are not a fighter, you lose on the round.
Ikindi muri iyi nshuro ya kane nawe ubwawe uba umaze kwibiyaramo amajwi ari negative.
Now, on this fourth and fifth time, you have started to become negative in your mind. You also look at yourself and you feel like you're a failure. Now you put on yourself a t-shirt and you put on I'm a failure, I'm a double failure. Now this is the time when everything around you tells you there is nothing, and even in your inner spirit. Now this is the time when you lose your identity and you confuse it. Can I repeat that?
Utariwe kuko hari birimo birakwereka bifatika ko ntagacu.
Now at this is when you start giving yourself a different description of who you are because of what you're seeing.
Reka ngutera inkunga.
Let me encourage you.
Nizishaka ziba inshuro zingahe?
Let it be whatever times it is.
Nizishaka usubireyo ugaruka.
Even if it is how many times. Don't allow to lose your identity of who you are. This message or this report that tells you there is no cloud has nothing to do with what God spoke of you when you
utangira kwisemurira utuntu twinshi. Ntuzigere wemera definition y'umuntu wari we wese ya situation iyo ari yo yose. Uzashaka iyavuganye nawe ko imvura igiye kugwa, iyo niyo izi kigomba kuvuga mu gihe nyacyo.
Now, don't give yourself a definition of who you are because of the report that comes from the close servant that is next to you. Don't be intimidated by the report that you're receiving. Go back and seek God and ask the one who told you there is a rain that is coming. I recently had a man of God saying a word, and this word touched me. And he said the truth.
Pastor Chris.
He's Pastor Chris.
Yavuze ijambo aravuga ngo ushobora kubura ahantu hamwe yarimo atanga urugero ahantu uko atangiye umurimo w'Imana.
He was giving an example of how he started his ministry.
Ati yari kuri campus.
He was in campus.
Akabona kubera ukuntu ari umwarimu uvuga gahoro.
Because of the way he's a teacher,
ngo akabona wapi atangira kwisemurira bitari byo abanyeshuri bavuga ibe bintu bya ministry aravuga ngo yiha ishusho itandukanye niyo yarazimana yamugize gute yamuhaye. Atangira kwibeshya, atangira kwisemura nkaho ibyo abanyeshuri barimo baravuga ari byo kuri. Ati kugeza umunsi namuvinze nsohoka mu bantu bari negative. Nsohoka mu bantu batancelebrating. Ati nsohoka mu banyeshuri banyerekaga ko ibyo kubwiriza si ibyanjye. Ati ngeze hanze nsanga ndi celebrated. Ati ngeze hanze mbona kumbe agaciro k'Imana yashyize muri Chris gatandukanye n'ibyo maze iminsi ngira gute numva. Ati kuva icyo gihe ati ndavuga ngo rero birashoboka ngo mpita nirinda kongera gusubira kuri cya kigo shwi ngo narinzi ko ninsubirayo barandoga. Ahita aravuga kantu ati nutinda utari celebrated uzibeshya ko utari celebrated.
Now, he said, if you delay in a place where you're not celebrated, you will think you're not celebrated. You will receive that description of who you are not. Now, he was saying that the time when he was in campus, people were telling him, because of the way you are, you cannot be celebrated, you cannot preach the gospel, you cannot do anything with ministry. So when he moved out of that, this is when he had the truth and people started celebrating him. And he knew, and he said, I will not go back in a place where people are negative.
Ijambo Imana yavuze ryari rimuri imbere.
Elijah, the word was right with him.
Amakuru arimo arakira aramwereka ko ikirere kiracyari dry.
And the news is telling that it's dry
Kandi
outside.
Imana yamushyize ahantu akomeye, yaramubwiye ngo ngiye kohereza imvura kandi bibwire nde Ahabu. Deja yamaze gusohora ijambo nyuma y'imyaka myinshi ko hari kigiye kuhaba.
God had already told him, go and show yourself to Ahab, present yourself, and release a word that rain is
Yari
coming.
inshuro ya kangahe? Ya kane.
Fourth time.
Aragarutse amubwiye ngo
nta gacu.
nta gacu. Can you imagine?
There is
Umugabo
no.
umutwe uracyari he?
The man is still
Yamubwiye
praying.
gute ati mbivuyeho?
Did he say, I'm giving up?
Tubivugire rimwe. Yaramubwiye ngo
Go back.
subirayo.
Go back.
Mbwirira ukwegereye ngo subirayo nshuti.
Turn to your
Haracyari
neighbor.
ibyiringiro. Wakoze kumubwira mukore ku bitugu. Amaze ibintu bimaze iminsi, afite ibintu, afite amadosiye. Mubwire ngo subirayo. Wireteraho subirayo.
Turn to your neighbor and tell them, go back, because you don't know what they are passing through, but they have a lot of things.
Aragarutse bwa gatanu asanze Eliya umutwe uracyari he?
Elijah's head is still between the legs.
Wihindura position yo gusenga kubera amagambo uri murumva atari maranyura ubuzima bwawe. Wihindura umwanya wawe n'Imana ngo ujye kuri panic usoka aho waruri.
Don't change the position and stop panicking. Give God time.
Ubonye iki?
What have you seen?
Nta gacu.
We naye.
There is no cloud. You also.
Uzi ko n'ubu byonyine ndimo ndabwiriza numva narushye.
Even now I feel I'm tired.
Ndumva narambiye kumusubiza hari.
I feel like I'm tired to tell
None
him
suri
go back.
mwarasenga we yarameze ati.
How about the one praying?
Yahise amubwira ngo
Go back.
my dear subirayo.
Go back.
Subirayo kariya kazi uzakabona. Subirayo uzabona Imana ikugirira neza. Subirayo ongera usubireyo Imana subirayo.
Go back there. Don't give up that job. You
Eliya
will get
akomeje
it.
gusenga. Ubu noneho ni inshuro ya karindwi.
Elijah is coming back now. This is the 7th time.
7 turasimbutse gatandatu.
6 we are
Namaze
jumping.
kuruha deja.
I'm already tired,
Kandi ntasengaga.
and I'm not praying.
Okay, mpibyiringiro. Ubonye iki?
Hari agacu kangana n'agapfunsi.
Hari agacu ari kumva di ngo kangana habe no kuvuga ngo hari igicu cyamaze gufata inyanja yose cyafasha agace kose. Ubu ngubu mu masegonda ugiye kubona imvura. Habe aramubwiye ngo haraka nakantu ngo ari kibaze uriya mugaraga Imana mubabarire. Basi yavuga ngo kangana n'urupfunzi ngo kangana nawe ubwe yagasuzuguye. Hari igihe Imana iguha akamenyetso iyo ugahagazeho imvura iragwa.
Now the servant came back and said,
hagarara kuri ako kamenyetso. Hari ibimenyetso, hari ibimenyetso Imana igitanga. Hari ikimenyetso cy'agapfunsi twari twicariye guhera 2017 ngo nzabaha ahantu, none agapfunsi kahindutse imvura.
now we sat on,
God bless you.
we sat on a cloud as small as a hand, but we sat on it since 2017, but today it has turned up to become a rain.
Umudamu yararirimbye indirimbo bamwita Elizabeth aravuga ati ariko Mariya we uva nkubwire ayayayaya ngo hahirwa uwizeye kuko icyo yabwiwe n'Umwami Imana azagira gute? Azakibona. Elizabeth yari yicariye ijambo ry'uko byanga bikunda inda izaza n'umwana. Imyaka iricuranura. Abonye Mariya aramubwira ati ariko hahirwa uwizeye Imana yo mu ijuru kuko icyo yabwiwe, icyo yumvanye Imana mu nzozi, icyo yumvanye Imana umuhanuzi avuze, icyo yumvanye Imana arimo arasenga azakibonera
is the one who waits upon what the Lord has said, because he shall see it coming to pass. She had sat on a word that said that she will deliver, even though years had gone by, but time came when she delivered, and she sang that song.
reka mbabwize ukuri hari imbaraga zitransfera ibiri mu mwuka wabwiwe zikabizana muri reality.
Let me tell you, there is a power that transfers things from the spiritual realm to the physical.
hari imbaraga zibyara aho niho satani yadufatiye akubuza izi imbaraga kugira ngo ibyo wabwiwe n'umwami Imana bisigare bihanginga.
Let me tell you, this is where the devil has held us. It's because he knows very well when you have the power to push, you'll push what is from the spiritual realm to the physical. This is where he's blocking us.
ndashaka urebe Eliya ntabwo yakinishije ikindi kintu. yarazi ko ijambo amaze kumva n'Imana rirahanginga ahantu somewhere ritegereje breakthrough kugira ngo rigire gute.
Now Elijah did not have time to waste. He knew very well that God has already released the word. So the word is hanging somewhere. It's waiting for someone to pull it down.
reka mbabwire nimushobora kumva abantu bashingurwa bafite ijambo babwiwe ritasohoye.
Jesus.
bisa nkaho Imana ibeshya ntabwo ibeshya.
God never lies. You can never imagine how many people died and they were buried with a word that God spoke to them that never came to pass.
nimushobora kumva abantu baguye bavuga ngo Mana wansezeranyije ubukwe sinabubona. ikibazo ntabwo ari ijambo Imana yatanze, ikibazo ni amavi abyara ikiri mu mwuka kugira ngo kize mu mubiri.
Now the problem is not the word that God has spoken. When he speaks it, it is already hanging somewhere. It's up to us to put the knees down and push out the baby until we see.
n'Imana ubwayo yubashye iyo protocol. Imana yo mu ijuru yubashye iyo protocol.
God in heaven honored that protocol.
igihe kigeze kugira ngo jambo yambara umubiri, ntabwo Imana yahagaze mu bumana bwayo ivuge ngo Yesu ndagutumye 1 2 3 jump there, jump now 1 2 3.
Even
byari gushoboka
John.
byari bushoboke. Yesu ndagutumye, ndi Imana ikora byose, simbuka fata umutaka wa parakomando manuka gihori shungura marayo 1 week bacungure bigire gute birangire. Imana yubashye protocol kugira ngo jambo yambara umubiri ase natwe acungura umuntu. ibyo Yohana yabonye mu byahishuwe ngo babumbura igitabo kugira ngo bize mu mubiri yari igiciro.
It was a price.
yari igiciro.
It was a price to
reba
pay.
urugendo Yesu yaciyemo kugira ngo icyari mu mwuka kigire gute. icyo Yesaya yavuze ngo umwana yatuvukiye, sibyo? ngo ubutware something
Buri ku bitugu bye.
buzaba ku bitugu bye. ibyo Yesaya hano imyaka myinshi kugira ngo byambare umubiri. kurikira ijambo ry'Imana yari process.
Isaiah prophesied
ntabwo
about Jesus.
byabyutse mu gitondo ngo jambo yaje nguyu wapi. amezi 9 nk'umubebe aza kwisi yamba. ndashaka kureba imyaka 33 ya preparation kugira ngo icyo Yesaya yabonye cyambara umubiri.
33 years of preparation to see that whatever Isaiah saw in the spirit will come to pass.
none wowe urashaka ibyo Imana yavuze uhita ubibona nyuma ya 3 jours kandi ubibone urimo urajya hambaga.
Now you want whatever God spoke about you, you get it in 3 days, and you get it when you're on your burger with chips.
Yes.
And ketchup.
Ushyireho ketchup nurangiza ushyireho umusururu.
So you want to eat your chips and your burger, and on top of that you just take your local beer and you want things to just walk like that.
hanyuma ukaza ukicara amasabiri mu church
And
you just go, ukirirwa kuri YouTube 7 hours, you chat WhatsApp, and then you say Ufite Isezerano.
And you keep walking and say, I have a promise.
Abraham akubwire kugira ngo Imana yamubwiye ngo muri wowe hazavamo umwana. Just that one word.
Ask Abraham to tell you one word, in you nations will come out. Ask him what happened for that to come to pass.
Uzinshuro Imana yamusohoye imubwira ngo reba hejuru urabona iki? Ngo niki harya? Inyenyeri ngo abana bawe bazasa kuriya. Bazangana kuriya akaza agategereza ko Sara byibuza acira akabona undi arimo ararya igikoma. Habe niyavuyemo. nyuma y'igihe nyamasengesho ati subirayo ati urabona iki kuri ariya mazi ati ndabona umucanga
What are you seeing?
ati
I'm
abana bawe
seeing the
do
sand.
bazangana kuri
There will be as many as the sand.
ariko nta kintu kivayo
But nothing was there.
Bible ikavuga ngo amaze kwakira isezerano
Oh, Jesus.
Abaroma 4:17 ntiyadandabirana no kutizera avuga ko ari Imana ibasha gukora
Oh,
abona ko iyasezeranya ariyo kwizerwa arategereza mpaka umwana aravuga.
and the Bible says that Abraham staggered not. He knew very well that God is faithful.
N'Imana izura ibyapfuye.
God is able to raise the dead.
Turashimira Imana ko ari Imana izura
We
n'ibyapfuye.
thank God for God is able to raise the dead.
Ibyabaho bigeze bipfa,
Wherever they are,
take heart.
be strong.
Komera umutima.
Be strong, take heart.
Bwira umugaraga akomeza asubireyo.
Just continue sending the servant to go.
Uruko agiye akagaruka.
If they go and come back,
Guma muri place of prayer.
go back in the place of prayer.
Igihe niki
This is the time,
kirasohoye.
and it has come
Ubwo
to pass.
abizeye Imana,
Those who believe in
amaso
God,
yabo
their eyes
abona icyo Imana
will
yavuze.
see what the Lord has spoken.
Imana ibaha umugisha mwinshi.
God bless you so much.
Imana ibaha umugisha
God
mwinshi.
bless you so much.
Mumfashe nakire pastor wacu agaruke.
Please help me to welcome our pastor to come back.
Turakomeje iyi minsi umugoroba w'ejo turahari, ejo bundi kwa gatanu turahari, kwa gatandatu bikaba upfu.